Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to go over a few things and then we're going to do a little bit of crafting here. Just a few changes are going to be made. I am going to be I'm going to be changing the name of my channel and my Facebook group. Just to encompass more of like all of my crafty things I like to do. I'm not necessarily going to crochet on camera. I don't even really know how to do that. But my journaling, I'm going to be starting to do some scrapbooking and card making and different things like that. I'm still going to do on the channel. I may show some of my crocheted items just because I do have an Etsy shop, and so I'm going to put that. I'm also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so the link for that will be also in my in the description box. But it's going to change to more cozy stuff. My channel, everything. I reopened my business license I used to have a few years ago, and so that's what everything. I'm just going to try to keep it consistent, and that's what everything is going to get named. The name is going to change if I'm able to. I haven't checked Facebook to see if I can, but I know I can here on YouTube. So I just wanted to let you know that. And then I've had some, not that I'm super consistent with videos anyway, but I've had a rough year. Let's just put it that way. Just a rough year. Just some, some losses in our family. So, they're not that long ago. So I've been having a hard time creating, but one thing I haven't been having a hard time doing is crocheting, because crocheting, I've been doing it for a long time. I'm just working on advancing my skills now and trying new things, but I just follow patterns. I don't write patterns. So I thought it would be fun, and it's just something I could just do since I have been crocheting for so long. Since I was a kid, my grandmother actually taught me. So patterns I can pick up real easy and just sit there and mindlessly crochet. So that's what I've been doing. And so I thought I'd bring some of those things on and kind of show you what I've been making. Just for fun, and if anyone's interested in it, at some point they will be listed on my Etsy store. So this is a wrap. I just love the colors. Just a wrap to go around the shoulders. It's really cold here. It's in Alaska, so it's really cold here in Fairbanks. So wraps and shawls and stuff like that. This is a shawl I've made. This pattern was from a Crochet World magazine pattern I've had. This is from Bag a Day Crochet. And she has this beautiful, I have two, this is the most recent one I've made, two really pretty shawl patterns from her. And I used the same yarn I used for that wrap, and I thought that was so pretty. So pretty. I actually had an order for a shawl, so that is finished and bagged up. Sorry for such a close-up on that. I've also been making scrunchies. I saw a scrunchie tutorial from Passionate Kelsey, so I've been using this Juicy Couture yarn. I still have to tie the ends in, but it's so soft and luxurious, and I thought these would be fun. And there's some sparkly, this has some sparkle to it. So that, and then I've been wanting to make the bucket hats. So I don't quite have the yarn that I want to use yet, and I'm experimenting with different yarns. So this is the Juicy Couture yarn, and this is in the bucket hat style. I just altered it a little bit to get this, because I had some leftover. I had a whole skein of this really pretty gray, and I had some of this left over from scrunchies, so I kind of just worked that in, and this is kind of my sample of the hat. So, and it's so soft and luxurious, so I thought that was fun. And then of course I've been making little beanies and practicing with that, but the thing I've been really enjoying making are these I have stuffies too. I've been making fruit and vegetable stuffies. Now this is for my granddaughter. She saw the one that I made for myself out of 100% washed merino wool, and I love it. So she asked for a pink and purple one. This is the closest I could find. I think it's pretty. I think she'll love it. So yeah, I've been making this is with, and this pattern is from MJ Off the Hook. Something like that for these little headbands. But these are made with, and I can't think of the name. It's a mix. These specific ones here are a mix of that yarn, which is Woolies yarn. That's what I made these with, which are really nice and warm. It's a mix of wool and polyester, I believe. So I've been playing with that, and I just love being able to play with the different textures of yarn. And then I have these 3. I bought 4 different skeins of yarn. Is this Woolies? No, this is Woolies. So 2 or 3 different skeins of this yarn. This is 100% washed merino wool, and it is soft. It's just chunky and soft and warm. And I have 2 different sizes here I made. I think this is the adult extra large. This is adult large. So I really love these. I have some tabs coming that I'm going to tab them, that I have had my initials of my business on, which is more cozy stuff. So yeah, so I've just been playing with that. I'm going to set these aside because we are going to play with paper today. Now, one of the things I wanted to do with my friend who ordered a shawl, keep her shoulders warm at work, I wanted to make bags. I thought, you know, through the couple of years of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have a lot of paper. And it doesn't take much paper to make cards. And I kind of want to go through my paper, and I've been trying to think of different ways. I have so many cards. I've been cleaning and cleaning my room and purging and reorganizing, and I have a lot of cards. So they're all going to go to homes. Some are being sold. Some will go to my card ministry. Things like that. So what I want to do is I watched Karen Titus Stampin' on the Back Porch, and she has a template for bags, which is a good starting point, and then you can kind of alter them from that. So I want to go through my paper and make bags, and I thought we would go on there. And I have another idea. I have this 12 by 12 here, so I thought we would go through and kind of see what paper I have. I need, so it's going to be, the first one I'm going to make is with the 12 by 12. So I need to find some sheets of 12 by 12 that I have 2 each of. And I actually am starting to run a little bit low on them. I have some Christmas ones. But an idea that she had was that you could make these bags ahead of time. And let's see if there's anything in here. There is some in here. That we could make them ahead of time and have the tear tape on there and have them ready. When I was doing bazaars this year, I had a hard time because I couldn't, I forgot bags sometimes, and I thought, wouldn't these be nice to already have done and made? Not only for gifts, but you could just stash them. And I've got lots of paper that I can use to make gift bags, or bags I can use to, you know, have as a stash for, oh, I'm going to use this right here, this vegetable, this fruit one. This will be a good one to make some bags with. And you can make them all different sizes. Let's go ahead and move all this aside. So that's what I thought we would do. We would go over the process of making the bags. And I just had a little itty bitty order. And one of the reasons I really want to get through my paper is because I really don't have room for a ton of paper. Oh, so I did place a small itty bitty order. I didn't order any of the new stuff yet. I probably will. I've just had a hard time deciding. But I ordered some 12 by 12 basic white. And I got my I have a scoreboard, but I wanted this one from Stampin' Up. So I got my scoreboard, and I got this free paper, and you can make a bag out of this paper. So I thought we would play with that too, with that fun paper. And we're going to make a paper out of that, or a bag out of that as well. There was something, I'll think of it. So let's get this open. Okay, so for a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you need 2. This is really pretty with the, this would go great because the stuffies I'm making are fruits and vegetables right now. So this would be great. Let's make a bigger bag here. So if it's directional, you need to pay attention to that. If it's not, you do not. So the only thing you need to remember when making a bag is that this is not directional either. This, I think, is directional. So this is, to me, top and bottom. So the thing you need to remember when making bags is you want a top flap so it bends down. And then you need your sides. So your top flap, we want to turn it so we can score for our top flap. And where's my, here we go. See, here's one I made. This was a piece of 12 by 12. This is the inside, and I folded it over. And this, what Karen Titus showed, is stackable, so you can make them different sizes and stack them within each other. But this is how they turn out. And I think they're cute, but you can adjust the size. You can shrink this. You could make it bigger and make a wider bag, but I think this is probably as wide as I'll go. But this is 3 inches. Double checking. Yep, this is 3 inches wide here. So I could go to 2.5 or to 2, you know, make it more narrow. And I'll show you the one I made for my friend's shawl. So I did the same bag concept, but I did a 1 inch. This is a 2 inch flap, and I did 2 inches on the side, and this is a 3. So I get a taller, more narrow bag. So let's go through and make one. So we need 2 of the same. So we're going to go ahead and make one the size this size here. Okay. So we're going to do 2 inch, score on the 2 inch mark. And then on all of the rest of the 3 sides, we're going to score on the 3 inch. So there's my 2 inch. I had turned it around. We're going to do, let's move this out of the way. I want it on the 3 inch right there. Okay, so we're going to score on the 3 inch. Flip this around, score again on the 3 inch. Flip this around and score again on the 3 inch. And you're going to do that to both pieces of paper, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do this. And if it's directional, this paper actually is directional. So we're going to go, this is the top of my bag. So we're going to go 2 inch. And then 3 inches the other 3 sides. Okay, and then this way, 3 inches. Okay, so rule of thumb is 3 of your sides have to be the same distance because it's your sides and your bottoms. You won't be able to alter this. It won't fit right. So 3 sides have to be the same when you're scoring. And the top can be different. It can be the same if you want. That'll just drop this down. That's not really necessary. I think 2 inches is probably as big as I would go, but you can experiment. Do 1.5 inch, maybe make it narrow, or this would make it a taller bag. So you want your sides, which is what I did here. I scored 3 sides at 3 inches each, and this is my top, and this is my top, same thing. So I'm going to fold down my top because I want the floral to be on that side. Grab my bone folder. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold in the sides the different direction. So I'm going to have the floral be on the inside and this cute fruit and vegetable be on the outside. Okay, that one's folded. Now we're going to do this one. The top is right here. I'm going to fold it this direction because that's the direction I'm going to want it to be at. And it'd be kind of neat to make a bunch of these and just have them ready for when you have little gifts to give people, you know? Oops, I need this the other direction. Okay, now we have to do some cutting. So on one piece, here's the top of my bag right here. I'll fold that down. We have these corners right here. These corners right here. And let me turn on some more light. I did have that on. Okay. We don't need, on one sheet, we don't need the 2 corners. We just need this centerpiece right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of taper it in so it doesn't get caught when we want to, and just kind of cut it at an angle when we attach this. And then I'm going to just cut this corner out completely. You can save those pieces if you want to do something with, to make a card. It's up to you. I probably will not. Like I said, I have a lot of paper. I mean, it's dwindling down now, but I still have a lot. And if I'm going to be getting some more, then I need to use up what I have. Okay. So there's that piece. That is going to go like that, and there's your front of your bag. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, so now on this one, let's fold our front over so we don't mistakenly cut that. And all we need to do here is we need to cut just this direction right here, because that's going to, these corners are going to fold up and they're going to attach onto your other piece. So all we need to do is we need to cut on either side of the score line. And it is hard to see, but you test it first before you tape it down to make sure that it's not snagging and you're going to easily be able to close your bag. Just a sliver. Oh, the scrapbooks. I was going to show you scrapbooks. I'll do that in a minute. Get this cut here. And I'm going to taper this piece in just a little. That way I don't have anything snagging. Okay. So there's that. So these are cut now. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this flap. So I'm going to get my tape run, or my tear and tape. I'm going to put it along the top edge and just close to the score line. Not on the score line, just kind of close. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, there's that one, and then I'm going to go ahead and burnish that. And get that attached. You could just sit here and just make a bunch of these. Okay. So easy to make. Okay, there we go. There's that one. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, so now we just put that down and furnish the edges really good. Okay, so now this is going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in here and just kind of close these flaps down and make sure there's a little bit there. I wonder if I can move it over a little. No, I need to trim that edge just a little bit more down towards the bottom. Okay, that should be good. Okay, that's good. So as long as those can close over, then there's not going to be any hindrance. So what I'm going to do is I need to attach this piece to this piece. So we're going to go ahead and put some tear tape right here. Okay, go ahead and burnish that down really good. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and attach that right before the score line. You don't want it on the score line. Let's make sure that's still good. That's still good. Okay. So that is now attached. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see, this is the edge here. You can see that edge. So what I want to do is I want this, let me see if I can do that. So we want this edge here to go to the back with that edge. That way we have a clean front on our bag. So in order to do that, we need to attach these two sides to these two flaps. So we're going to go ahead and put tear and tape on either side of those. You can use whatever tape you want to use. If you use wet glue, it could warp it a little bit because it, glue is wet. You could use your Stampin' Seal tape runner. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and burnish those down. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the score tape on both flaps, just because I think it'll be easier. Although, nope, I'll leave it just in case. So, because I should be able to peel that easy enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to have this flap attach here, because we're going to hide it, so that way that's up and attached. And then we're going to go ahead and remove this piece. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to attach this to the outside. This one that I did, I actually did it on the inside. You can see it. It's not terrible because of the pattern, but I'd rather have a more seamless pattern. Okay, so now we need to get these sides attached. Okay, so we need score tape on both of these. Okay, so then get these burnished down. I'm going to release one side at a time. And then you're going to want to make sure the top lines up, because you aren't really going to, people aren't going to pay attention to the bottom if it's perfect or not. And then we'll release this side. And then get this attached, lining up the top edge. Okay, here is our bag. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do, now remember there's different size flaps. There is, let's see if I can find the other 2-inch piece I cut. So I cut a piece that's 2 inches wide, the same width as this, so that I could poke a hole. You're going to want a small hole, not the big hole. So I'm using this. If you have a hole punch, you don't want a big hole, you want the smaller hole, but you want enough room to fit the ribbon or whatever through. And I do have some ribbon I need to use up. So if you set this here and kind of eyeball where you want it, and I'm going to say right there looks good. Okay, so you've got that hole. You can flip this over this way and it'll be equal distance, and then you can line it up. If you have a hole punch, you can see anyway through. Punch the other hole, and this becomes your template. Now I can see, so for this, I can line it up with this hole on the inside here to see which way I need this, and I just place that there on the edge right there. Line my hole punch over it, so I see the hole, and punch again, and then I just flip it around this way. And this is my template for a 2-inch band, if I like the hole, you know, for this size bag anyway. Okay, there's that. So now these holes are pretty equal. Now I'm going to look at my binding. I have some garden green. That would be cute. I think just the solid green will do good. So I just need to decide how big I want my handle. Probably about there-ish. So we're going to go ahead and cut that. And then I'm going to measure a second piece since I need one for each side. Okay. Then we're just going to feed each end in. You might have to kind of twist this a little bit to get it through the hole. Pull it through and tie a knot on the end. There's that one, and that should not go through that hole. If you feel like it might, that's a small hole, but it's looking like it might. You can tie another knot, which I'm going to do just to be sure. There. Now I know that isn't going to go through, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this other side, and I'm just going to feed it through and tie a knot. And if you cut your ribbon at an angle on the end, it'll be, because you got a pointy end, it'll be a little bit easier to get through that hole. Okay, and I'm going to do a second one here. Now the other thing you probably could do, and I know I've seen the tutorial around, it's been a while since I've done it, is you could, before this flap is down, and maybe we'll try that on another one, you could put the hole in here only on this flap, and I'll show a sample, and then use your tape, your tear tape, to tape it on the inside of the flap, and then you wouldn't have a hole on the other side. You wouldn't have to worry about the knots. Let's go ahead and get this other one in. Which I might do, because this tying knots is kind of tedious, but let's see, it's good enough for right now. And then put this through. Okay, so there's our little bag. Isn't that cute? And that garden green looks great on there. Little gift bag. All right, that's fun. So I have another bag. Now let's play with this. Oh, interruption. Let me show you my photo albums real quick. So I used to be a creative memories demonstrator, I guess, a long time ago. And I used to scrapbook. And I have a ton of scrapbooks. Not a ton. I probably about, I don't know if they're full. Because while I was cleaning, I went through and pulled out all my pictures that aren't in albums. I was pretty on it for a while. And then, you know, life happened, moving around, whatever. My photo albums got damaged. So I had to salvage pictures, and I was in the process of redoing them, and I just never finished. So my goal is, because I realized how many pictures I have, is to scrapbook again and get these pictures in there. So I have been waiting for a scrapbook that the type that I want to use, and there is a really cool one on that we sell, Stampin' Up! Sells. I just wanted something different, so what I did is I went to Michael's and I got these recollection ones, and they are the kind where you can just work on a page and slide it in, which is what I wanted. That way, they're still protected, but they're slid in and they're a bigger size. So, because I like to, when I scrapbook, I like to decorate. And sometimes a lot of and I actually had a hard time finding these, because a lot of photo albums are where you just slide in the sleeve. You slide it in like your 4x6. There isn't much room for decorating, and then you write notes. For me, the whole thing of scrapbooking is also decorating and writing things on there. So I didn't like a lot of those. And there wasn't, I think I bought the only two that were like this that were left, and I bought the only refills. So hopefully they'll bring some more back. But that's why I got the refills, because I had 2 of these, and I figure at least 1 per. This is 10 sheets, and I think there's 10 sheets in here too. So that'd be 20 sheets. You know, when you bulk it up and stuff, that might be plenty for each one. But I have scrapbooks from Creative Memories that I collected, I guess, planning on redoing them, and I haven't. And they're 12 by 12, and I just don't want to do 12 by 12. It just feels like it's... I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Oh, that was hot. I feel like it's they're just too big and bulky, and I've changed my mind. When I was younger, that was a great idea, but I've changed my mind. So this is what I'm talking about. We're going to be doing some scrapbooking because I have a lot to do. So, and Stampin' Up! Has come out with some great sets that are really conducive to some easy, fun scrapbooking. So back to the bags. So this is actually a celebration item. Let's see what this paper looks like. So it's a little sneak peek, because these papers will be available January 7th. And I thought this would be kind of fun. So you get 4 of each design, looks like. So we've got a mix of fruits. And then the other side you have this fun. This is these are carrots. Those are cute. I don't know if you can see that. They're really cute. Here's some bananas. And a nice background on the back. Some apples. That's fun. Fun. Cantaloupe. And then this one, the orange. Oh, that's fun. That's like a close-up of a segment of maybe an orange or something. That's really cool. Pineapples. Pineapple pieces. Watermelon. Oh, look at that. The inside of the watermelon. That's kind of cool, actually. Kiwi. Some more of the fruit with a different colored background. Oh, these pears are fun. And then some pomegranates. Okay, and then the back of that. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to grab this right here and use it. You could also fussy cut some of these out. So let's use these 2 pieces. And let's decide how we want to score this to make another bag. Let's bring our scoreboard back out. And I'm thinking we could just make a cute chunky one. So if we take 2, that's 4, that'd leave a small, maybe 1.5 inch, and maybe have the top 1. Let's just see. Let's try it. So we're going to go at, and with these on here, you can mark your piece where you need to score. So we're thinking, oh no, for the top, I'm going to do 1. And then the other 3 sides, I'm going to do 1.5. So this doesn't really look directional. Well, kind of, yeah, I guess it does. Okay, so our first score mark is going to be the top, or maybe we should do less. Let's do if we do a 1/2 inch, yeah, let's do a 1/2 inch. I'm experimenting. I have not made this size. A 1/2 inch on the top, and then do we still want to do 1.5 on all 3 sides? Yeah, let's just see what we get. So we're going to score the top of our bag at 1/2 inch, turn and score the other 3 sides at 1.5. I have to get used to this scoreboard. I'm not used to these little pointy things, but I like it. Okay, then the same thing here for the top of this. We're going to do the 1/2 inch. And then all the other 3 sides at 1 1/2. Okay, now we're ready to fold and cut. Okay, let's see, where's our, that's our top, and there's our top. So first we're going to fold our top. Just so we have it facing the right direction. Then we're going to go ahead and fold our sides. Of course, you're going to want the top to be at least as thick as your score tape, or you might have to use a wet glue or your tape runner. I think 1/2 inch is probably the smallest I would go. Okay, so now we need to, we're going to go ahead and tape this down now so it's not in the way. I think what I'm going to do first is just kind of show you what you can do to prepare this. Okay, so we're going to cut on one sheet. We're going to cut these 2 squares away and taper them a little bit. Okay, so there's that piece. And we know that when this is cut, this piece needs to fit in there. So this I'm going to kind of show you as we're going how you could store these. Just make a bunch and have them ready to stick together, because they're hard to store when they're together and in their 3-dimensional shape. But they would be easy to store for future gift giving. So you could have, see, that one's ready. That one's ready to get attached. You could actually attach that now if you want, but we're going to do something different. Now on this side, let's go ahead and get our tape on this. Okay, there's that. And then here, we're just going to want to cut, we're going to cut a small little V out here, but we don't want to cut these off. We're just cutting, tapering it a little bit so it easily folds without catching. So you're just going to cut a little V there. Then you can change the shape on these cards. You can make them whatever size. You could do an 8x8 piece of paper, or a 10x10, or you could do an odd size. It doesn't have to be a square. You can do an 8.5x11. It just, the 3 sides need to be the same size. Okay, so here we have these together. We're going to go ahead and attach this bottom flap. Okay, there's that. Now, we know that these 2 pieces, since the back is here of this, we know that these 2 pieces need to stick to this side here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the tear tape here. Okay, so we know that these, I'm just going to burnish these. I haven't burnished any of my tape. We know that these are going to go here, like that. And then, so then we know that these need to get attached here. So we need tear and tape here. That's why I want to fold those flaps down so I know where they end. Okay, and glue them. So don't do the same thing I did. What you need to do is, because you want the tape before the fold line, so these should be folded so you can see easier where they need to be. So these can be attached, these flaps. And all you would need to do, I already attached the glue before I poke, well, I would have to still attach the glue. But you could poke a hole in these, run the tape runner and just clear out, you know, around the hole, and then run your little bit of ribbon through this hole before you glue this down and attach it and then glue it down. That is a way that that could be done. I messed this up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. And then attach this. If I had attached these, I wouldn't have ran over on my tape. Now, everything else is ready because this would get attached here, and we will attach it, but I just want to show you. So this gets attached on the sides here, and then this goes like that. So you could, it's so cute. So you could just store these. So as it is right now, this is ready to be a bag. You could cut your holes, have your holes attached, or your, well, for this I probably would just use some twine or something because it's a small bag, which I have a bowl of here. So we could just use something that's in here, maybe some of this yellow or something like that. Maybe we'll use some of this. So anyway, we'll just use that one. So with your string in it and everything, and then you can just store them like this. All your sizes of your bags, just store them, and you have bags ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this one put together, because I can stack it in my other one that I made. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up. Release the paper on this side. Bring that up. Sure the top is lined up. Then I'm just going to go in with my bone folder and make sure everything is burnished. Come down so it doesn't come apart. This is the cutest, stinking cutest little bag. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did here. So if you see, for this one, I have this is no longer available ribbing, so I'm kind of wanting to use it up. But I didn't tie knots on each end. I tied it together just because it's thin, and even though it's a small hole, I know I'm not going to be able to tie it so that it doesn't go through the hole. But by doing this, I mean, you have two handles, and I think that's perfectly fine for a gift bag, you know. So that's what we're going to do here, because I don't have anything smaller. Now, I'm not going to make another little thing. I'm just going to eyeball it best I can here to poke. If I get this in here, I didn't even think about that. I might need a different hole punch. Let's see. I have another one. That's my big one. That's a big one. think I have it in there. So the other option is to take, oh, it's over here. Take something that you can poke a hole with. And I have lots of somethings. I have that on there, so you could just use that. Grab a piercing mat just to kind of stick in there. And probably, now that I thought about this, probably would have been better to do it before. But since I make journals, unless you're confident you're not going to poke yourself, don't do this. And then eyeball that right there about. Now we've got a couple of holes. Now I'm going to do this side. I have a little tiny hole punch, but I don't know where it's at. There's that one, and kind of go right here with this one. Okay. Now we'll just grab this. If I can find the end, there we go. So for this, I'm going to feed it through the back. I think. Maybe not. It's kind of messy when you have to do a hole that way, so we'll feed it in this way. Then I'm going to go ahead and figure out my length here. And I'm going to cut two, same length. I don't want to pull it out because that took me a minute to get it in. There we go. Now we've got one for each side. So we're going to go ahead and get this end in. You can poke a bigger hole if you want to. I don't want to. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tie this. Kind of seeing how long I want it, because I don't know. I don't think I want it super long, but long enough to grab. I think that's good right there. So then I'm just going to take these two ends and tie them. I'm going to tie them 3 times because I felt like my second knot was just not strong enough. It was pulling. And if I'm putting a little treat in here, I mean, what a great little thing. You could use some Christmas paper to make a bunch of these, to put little goodies in to give out to coworkers or friends. Just a little tiny Merry Christmas. Put a little bit of tissue paper in there. You know, how cute. So there's that side done. Let's go ahead and do this side because this bag is so dang cute. Okay, got that side in. Okay, there we go. Let me get this length too. I think I want that pulled in a little bit more. And then I'm just going to tie this again in a triple knot. Cut off the excess. And look at how cute. How cute is that? So cute. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. It's adorable little gift box. You could put some little bag of fruit gummies in here. A little gift card. Oh, that's super cute. I love it. So, okay. The other thing I had, let's see how much time I have. Another idea I have, and we may do this on the next video just because I'm starting to run out of time, is making it out of 12 by 12 paper and stamping your own design. That would be a great idea to do, to make your own handmade bags with your own stamp design with the stamps. So we'll do that on another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.